Hey guys, Lincoln here from boacademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about Airbnb and their potential 2020 IPO. So previously on this channel, a couple weeks ago, I had mentioned that Airbnb was considering going public via a SPAC deal in 2020. Right? Airbnb in 2019 said that they were going to go public in 2020, and all of that went on the shelf because you know what, the pandemic. Now Airbnb is deciding that, hey, we want to go public still in 2020 and we might be able to pull it off. So they have decided to look at all of their options. And this week they confidentially filed with the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, to go public. So they filed their paperwork, but we all don't know what's inside of it. That means we don't know how they're going to go public or when they're going to go public, when they're planning on it. But the point is that they actually filed, and that's a big deal because you have to first file to actually go through the process of becoming a public company. So that means that Airbnb is going forward with their IPO process, with their IPO plans. They want to become a public company. They told their employees a month ago that they're going to go forward with it. And Airbnb has found a way to survive through all of this mess. It's not a great time to be a traveling hospitality company, right? No one's traveling. No one wants to stay in somebody else's house because they might get sick, right? So Airbnb has had a tough year. This was not the year they expected. It was supposed to be a big IPO year for them, and everything went to crap. So let's talk today about how Airbnb has survived and what their plans are to go forward and become a public company. So before this whole pandemic hit, Airbnb was valued at $31 billion, right, on the private market because they're still a private company. They've been raising money from venture capitalists and other private investors, and they valued them at $31 billion. That was all great, and then the pandemic hit, and they had to find a way to survive all of this downturn. And their whole business went down by 67% in Q2. So in order to survive earlier this year, Airbnb took out a $2 billion loan. And as part of that loan, they agreed to slash their valuation to $18 billion, right? So down from $31 billion to $18 billion in valuation. But that's still a lot of money to be valued at. They're still a very valuable company, right? They're far past the unicorn status, right? They're valued far beyond $1 billion. It would make sense for them to go public at this point, even though they're slashed by like 40% of their value. So with that money, how did they survive? So Airbnb cut their staff by 25% at the start of this year. And it was a huge deal because that was a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs, and this was not a great time to be losing your jobs. Then they cut their contractors, and they went even further and said, we're not going to market this year. So they froze their marketing budget in order to conserve more cash. Despite their 67% downturn in revenue this year in Q2, they have managed to continue to survive. So exactly how are they planning on going public? We don't know yet because we can't see the following. They could do a direct listing, which would be faster than the traditional IPO process, but it will prevent them from raising the funds they need to continue surviving this pandemic. Or they could go the SPAC route, the special purpose acquisition company route, where they become a target of a SPAC and they merge that SPAC and go public that way, which is much faster than a direct listing in the traditional IPO process. Or they could go the traditional IPO process, which takes a very long time, and we've covered that in the past on how they have to go through a roadshow and raise from institutional investors and all the other stuff and regulations, which takes a very long time, and I don't think they have enough time to complete that process by the end of 2020. But it appears that they do want to complete this process and become a public company by 2020 because they gave their early employees stock options as part of the compensation package, right, to buy equity in the company, and that has an expiration date, right? So that expiration date is running out. And if they don't get public soon, then those early employees they lose their options. So if they want to be the good guys and help everyone win and not screw over their early employees who invested all their time and took less pay in exchange for options to buy stock in the company, if they want to actually fulfill their promise and not screw over those early employees, then they don't have time on their hands. They have to get public very soon to avoid those stock options running out. So they are racing against time and they want to move fast to complete this process by 2020. So anyway, that was a very long story to just tell you guys that Airbnb has filed confidentially with the SEC to go public. And we don't know how it's going to actually complete that process. So final question that you might be wondering, am I going to invest in Airbnb when they go public? I believe so. I am pretty bullish on Airbnb and most things real estate. I believe in real estate. My family invests in real estate. And Airbnb has found a way to build a whole company on top of real estate that they don't own. That's pretty fascinating to me. That is a pretty good business model to rent out homes that you don't own. I like what they're doing, and if they actually complete this process and go public, I will definitely be investing, and I will definitely let you guys know how much I invest. And of course, I will let you guys know as soon as I get more information on Airbnb's IPO process. So stay tuned, and always remember to practice the bull mentality, right? The bull mentality is that we know what we invest in. We understand what we invest in. We believe in what we invest in, and we hold for the long term. That's how we build wealth in this country, right? We don't do day trading. We don't try to flip stocks, right? We understand what we invest in and we hold for the long term, and we build sustainable wealth by benefiting from the appreciation of the value of our assets. So thank you again for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like this video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know the next time I publish a new video, and comment below what your feelings are on Airbnb and what you would like me to cover next. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again, and have a great day.